Where's Ryan? Did he make it back to California with you guys?
Nah, he actually stayed back. Kira said no to the proposal, and he started freaking out, going insane.
Oh my gosh, that's horrible. There he is!
Hey, guys.
He caught an early flight. Oh my gosh, he's back.
Are you okay after she said no? I heard it messed you up a lot.
Oh, no, dude. I stayed back, and I had to just look out into the San Diego Sea. That's what they call it, right? And then I was pondering and praying to the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just kidding, guys. She said yes.
Oh, yo!
Let's go.
That's technically false. She didn't say anything.
Okay. I guess that's
Then
true.
are you
Now-
kidding me
now-
about times 10?
And smacked the ring out of your hand.
Are we allowed to roll the video?
Throw the video up there.
Editor Peyton, future me, roll the video.
Here's the video starting now.
What? You're kidding me! No! Oh my god. Stop! Are you being for real right now? You're being for real right now. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? No. You're joking! Bro! Sorry. You're joking. I'm so close. You're kidding me. You will smack me. I'm so close. You're kidding me. You're kidding me.
Well, for you audio listeners, sorry about that experience. Ryan will explain it in his story because he's going to go into his engagement story right now.
Yes. Okay. So technically, she did not say yes. As you saw in the video, first thing she did was smack the rock out of my hand.
Yeah.
So I've been kind of fake proposing a little bit for the past few months. I've just grabbed a random item, get on one knee, boom. And
Yeah, that's terrible, by the way.
What?
Can we talk about the fact that's terrible? That's a terrible thing to do.
I think that's hilarious.
Oh, I didn't say it's not hilarious. It is.
It's freaking funny, but it's bad.
It can be both.
It's really funny.
Okay. Well, I've been doing that to get her a little riled up, get her a little annoyed, you know.
Yeah, the best thing to do to your significant other.
And it ended up backfiring because she thought I was fake proposing again and smacked the ring out of my finger. Because last time I did it was with an apple at an apple orchard, and she smacked the apple out of my hand. So I should have kind of seen this coming.
You were also going to fake propose at the coffee shop like 30 minutes prior to you actually doing it.
You're going to fake propose the same day?
I decided not to.
He had me get my camera out and goes, turn it on. I think I might do it. And walks over there and then just like looks up to me like,
But yeah,
as like right as he's next to her.
That was the Holy Spirit hindering you from doing that. I want you to know that right now.
yeah. There's supposed to be a Chortle Lounge episode going out, so go check out the channel. And Kyle, where's the editing going on that?
I don't
Come
have
on.
an SD card reader. I'm trying to get one.
Go buy one.
I used to go to Walmart with me last night. You said no.
You don't need me to go to Walmart with you every time you go to Walmart.
Boys. I'm not even in that episode. I don't care about it enough to argue about it.
I'm so selfish.
He doesn't care about your proposal, Ryan.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, okay, little side note about what happened while that was all happening. I was in this room during a snowstorm, a blizzard in Indiana while y'all were doing your proposal thing in California, reading the Bible at sunrise. I was slaving away on my computer.
At the nice warm sand, just laying in it while you suffered.
I did suffer. I suffered extensively.
Hey, I was sick the whole week in California too.
You poor thing.
Maybe should have thought about that.
Ryan, I'm so happy you got proposed. You didn't have to say that sly remark though.
Also, I was thinking about, I was in the car on the way there. The girls were in one vehicle and the boys were in another. Boys. Carter?
Carter's not a boy.
I was going to say that's a little suspicious, Carter.
Little
You're not
sus.
chanting the boys with us.
Red sus. Did
I hear a girls from over there, Carter?
No, definitely not.
So I was thinking about, I was trying to decide whether I should take the box and use the box to propose or just the ring. I decided on just the ring after some good thought and prayer. If I had taken the box, I think it would have bounced into the ocean. So when she smacked down my ring, or out of my hand, it was about this far off from falling off of Sunset Cliffs into the Pacific Ocean.
That would have been really bad. kind of funny in some sort of way, but
She would have been paying for her own ring if that had happened.
no, that's totally fair. I would not buy a second ring.
Think about it. That would have been a great clip farm, though.
Huge clip farm. That would have gone viral. That could have boosted us into some relevancy right there.
Yeah, that's true.
Ryan, I can't believe you didn't let it fall off the cliff. I'm so disappointed.
We should have faked
We
it.
would have been dropping the episode. It would have been like, we're the guys. I'm the guy who dropped the ring in the ocean.
Yeah.
That would be an easy thumbnail right there.
Be like the Yodel kid. Years after, he's still just the Yodel kid.
Is he still yodeling these days?
No, he's making actual music, I think. Actual country music.
He performed at the Grand Ole Opry the other day. Or like
He did
a
not
couple months
perform
ago.
at the Grand Ole Opry.
He did.
Did he really?
He's an actual musician.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I
Yes.
guess.
He's pretty good.
I mean, the yodeling was good. It was just a little misplaced.
Welcome to the podcast, the Churtles podcast. We're back at it again. Got a topic today about Christian engagement culture and just the stigma around that. So, any points we want to hit on first, fellas?
It's a growing divide between what is secular engagement and what that looks like, and also what Christian engagement looks like, and what that's like, and that stems from the age that people get engaged. It's also the living situation that people get engaged, and how long people are engaged for. There's a lot of different elements. It's very nuanced. If that's what you guys want to dive into first.
Sounds good to me.
I'm not even engaged.
Hey, but will you be?
That's
Guys,
silent speech.
You sound a little nervous there. You sound a little choked up, buddy.
I don't plan on getting engaged soon, even though I feel like the odd one out.
You are the odd one out. Why not? Why are you not getting engaged?
Well, he's not the oddest one out, to be fair.
Who is?
The guy who's not talking.
Carter, you've been a little silent on this episode so far, by the way. What's up with that?
I got too much on engagement because I don't got a broad.
Hey,
Rod?
Some
Say
crazy.
that, bro.
Oh my gosh, you were getting clipped so hard on Instagram.
I'm doing something. Go away.
bro, why do you never tell your parents, hey, don't open the door, I'm
I
recording?
see. It was my sister. Wait,
You gotta I'm getting you a small dry erase board.
He just called his future girlfriend a broad, basically. He goes, I don't have a.
fine. I'll re-say it. I'll redo the thing.
No, that's staying.
No, it's too late. It's too late. I don't know how bad the word broad is, but I'm leaving it in.
I didn't think broad was that.
That's pretty bad.
I've heard different things from different people on how bad the word broad is, but like,
If it's disrespectful, I don't want
hey,
to.
put down the shovel.
Well, Panda said I got broads in Atlanta. So, and he didn't get canceled, so it can't be that bad.
Well, I don't want to seem disrespectful
Why'd you say it?
Then apologize.
because I didn't know.
Formal apology now.
Formal apology video.
I apologize for not knowing the whole meaning of the word broad.
Apologize to women. Who are you apologizing to?
I was about to say, apologize to women directly. It's diarrhea, like diarrhea of a wimpy kid.
I looked up the definition of broad being used in the term of a woman. It means a woman of loose morals.
Oh, Carter, you gotta get yourself a Proverbs woman. You can't be getting a woman with loose morals.
I want. Okay, hold on. I'm not engaged yet,
Yes,
obviously,
obviously.
but I can't because I don't have a woman of God there.
There you go. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere.
Just saying, I didn't think broad meant that. I just knew it meant woman, and that's why I said that.
Carter, I'm not a woman, but I accept your apology for them. And you know what? The comments can make the final decision for any women
He's
watching
sitting there
this
just
video.
like this, digging his own grave. He's just.
Yeah, no, put down the shovel, Carter. Put down the shovel.
Carter, you're good, bro.
I don't like this start.
Way to start off the year, man.
2025. It's our first episode fully recorded in this year, at least. So, yeah.
Now I'm upset.
Well, we'll take Kyle. What are you doing? Why are you outroing right now?
Audio listeners, he just used his standing desk, and we can't see him now, but we see the back of his monitor. That's about it.
Yeah. If you listen to the Christmas episode, it is what he asked for, and it is very apparent that he got it. So, and he's in a Cliff Connectly stance now. Cliff reveal.
Oh, go. You got to stretch it a little bit more. He gets down.
First point.
He gets down.
Okay, going back into what the point of all this is.
Hold
which is
on. I
a
don't.
difference in engagement. Okay,
I'm sad.
I know that you're not engaged. I know that you're sad.
No, I'm not sad. No. Well, yeah, that sucks. I'm not engaged. I don't have anyone. But I said something bad. I'm sad.
Bro, you're fine, dude.
Carter, I
okay.
said something bad a couple of podcasts ago, and I just let it go.
It just means a woman of loose morals. It's not like you know,
Jesus
it's
paid
like
the price on the cross for that sin, okay?
it's like a Gomer.
Is it? Yeah. Don't get no Gomer.
See, Peyton said the same thing pretty much.
I pretty much did say the same thing on that podcast, to be fair.
No biggie.
It's okay.
The meaning comes from promiscuous woman.
To my future woman,
Oh my gosh, she's...
I'm sorry.
He's still going.
He is distraught from this.
You know, if your apology's genuine, Jesus forgives you like that.
Yes. And a good woman is not going to hold that over your head.
A good godly woman would not.
A good godly woman, but a Gomer might.
So you kind of saved yourself from the possibility of getting a Gomer, because any godly woman's going to forgive you, but any of the promiscuous women are going to take too much offense and move on from you. And that's good. That's what you need.
Yes, yes.
It's Carter's wedding day, and one of the bridesmaids shows the girl the clip of him calling him a broad.
But that godly woman's going to see the apology too.
That's the important part, is the apology. But anyways, for Carter to get to his wedding day, he has to get engaged and go through Christian engagement culture, which is the point of this podcast today. So I wasn't aware, or I was aware maybe, but I was not as consciously thinking about it as I am now, of the differences between the secular world and the Christian world when it comes to this topic, until I myself am engaged, and maybe we can talk about my own story later, but back-to-back stories, that's just too much. So the first thing I'd like to talk about is the fact that every time my fiance Camille talks about the fact that she's engaged, the immediate question, it's usually at work, maybe not at school, is how old are you? Because I guess she looks young. She is fairly young compared to anyone else who would be getting engaged. And she's like, yeah, I'm 20. And she's 21 now. And they're like, what?
21.
Yeah.
And
We
go ahead, Ryan.
Oh, sorry. We switched the podcast, the topic right before this. We switched a couple times between maybe next podcast will be about what we planned for tonight, but we switched it. So I had to hustle while we were on Discord sitting here and look something up to have a point about. And the average age in 2023 for a couple to get married was age 32. That doesn't sound right, but that's what Google said. If that's the case, that is insane to me.
No, I believe it because, I mean, the divorce rate is 50%, and I imagine at least half of those people are remarrying.
I didn't even think about that.
I'm curious what the average age of first marrying people is.
Yeah.
It's got to be lower. It's still high, though. I'm sure it's still high. It's probably upper 20s at least.
26 is what I've heard before.
I can look it up.
I don't have the actual statistics of what it was maybe a couple decades ago from 26. I know it's rising and it's going to just get higher and higher.
What about those ring by spring people, though? They're kind of against the culture.
They're against that culture, the secular culture?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if ring by spring culture is something I'm with either.
Yeah, it's probably not a good decision either.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't have a long dating period. It was long enough as far as I believe, but
The average engagement. Sorry, I didn't mean to butt in.
no, you're good.
The average engagement revealed of someone's first engagement of a couple is 23 to 27 years old.
It is not 23. I can guarantee you right now the average age of first engagements is not 23. I don't know if Google's just spewing that out.
What do you?
I'm not discrediting you, Kyle.
Kyle, I'd be
believe
offended if I was you.
Why don't you think it's 23?
I believe it was 26, but like, do you not realize that the culture's shifting? Like, surely you have seen that too. Maybe amongst Christians, the average age is 23.
Yeah.
No, it's lower. It's lower
gonna
than
say,
that.
It said 23 to 27.
Okay.
Hmm.
I didn't realize it was giving such a range.
That's such a weird range to give.
They probably just averaged it out,
That is a big range.
even though that is a big average.
It's probably around 27.
Either way. And we're not saying as a Christian you have to get engaged soon. That's not at all what we're saying.
No, absolutely not.
Sorry for you singles. It's okay.
Hey, my sister, I think, got engaged when she was 19.
Yeah, Camille was 20. Ryan and Kira are both 20.
Mm-hmm. You're bringing that average down.
Mm-hmm. And Carter's 20, and he's single, and that's okay. That's fine. I heard him whimper earlier as if he's running behind, as if the average age isn't still 3 years away. You have so much time to find somebody, bro. And you don't have to be engaged by 23 either.
Yeah.
You got time, Carter.
Okay.
Where are your headphones?
Not
Are
on
you
me.
listening through monitor speakers right now?
Yep.
Is that going to mess with your audio?
Are you going to be able to hear every single word I'm saying?
I can hear every single word you're saying right now.
I just saw your circle just lit green once, and it was my own words coming through your speakers.
My circle?
Yeah, on Discord it lights up green when you're talking.
Carter, don't even worry about it. Remember what Paul said? Do you have that verse on what Paul said in was it Acts? I don't even know.
1 Corinthians?
Oh, it's 1 Corinthians. Yeah, 1 Corinthians 7.
1 Corinthians 7:7. Sometimes I wish everyone were like me. Whoa, let me restart that. Sometimes I wish everyone were single like me. A simpler life in many ways! Exclamation point. Oh no. But celibacy.
What?
Is not.
Did you say celibacy?
No. I did not say bussy. Crap. Celibate. Now you got me thinking it is celibacy. Celibacy. Gosh dang it.
Gosh.
Is not for everyone any more than marriage is. God gives the gifts of the single life to some, the gift of...
Carter has a spiritual gift of singleness.
No, I would describe it as the spiritual gift of celibacy.
I don't know if I like that last sentence.
God gives the gift of the single life to some, and the gift of married life to others. What do you mean?
You don't like a Bible verse?
No. It's fine.
No, because I know a great man. I won't name him. I won't name him. But he is, 24, and he has not had a girlfriend since, I think, high school. And his reason is because he wants a woman good enough that keeps up with God with him, that is on the complete same views as him, and completely is running towards God.
Absolutely. You're supposed to run at God as fast as you can and marry the person that's keeping up with you.
Amen, brother.
Goodness gracious, that's good stuff right there.
You guys are correct.
I mean, I'm engaged, so I don't need this advice, but Carter needs it.
Agreed.
So Carter, in all genuineness, we want to support you, and you absolutely do not need to be where we're at right now. It's not normal for us. It's the averages speak for themselves. So you're all good, bro.
I'm on the average. I'm 23, so I'm passing the class.
Carter, you just need to settle down, get you a nice Christian baddie, bro.
Christian baddie?
That's an inside joke with the youth group. And one kid said it one time. It's just really funny.
Is Christian I think that was my friend group that started
It was.
that.
You see, you can't say inside jokes on a podcast. You got to explain it now.
No, I figured.
Yeah.
I did explain it. What do you mean?
So I remember hearing Christian baddie, and I think I went on a sprawl
What do you mean a sprawl?
of saying Christian baddie.
Yeah, he did say that quite a bit in like 8th grade.
So I don't know who, maybe it was, I don't know who said it in your group, or at youth group, but I remember I didn't think Christian baddie was like a bad term, and it's not like a bad term, but you don't want
It's better than the
baddie
term you said earlier, but
yeah.
maybe we shouldn't talk about the appearance, because it all comes back to the appearance of a girl, and perhaps that's not what we're in pursuit of.
Shouldn't be.
Yeah, and I didn't know the meaning of that. Just like an example of broad, I guess. I'll say that.
Say broad on this recording one more time. I dare you.
No.
Okay, this has become into a counseling session for Carter, and I don't think that was the intention when I wrote up this idea. I'm like, oh, Ryan's recently engaged. What a good opportunity to talk about Christian engagement. And not just the fact that Carter's not even in a relationship. That's not the goal of today. So,
Way to steal the spotlight, man.
Sorry.
yeah, this is your fault, Carter.
It's my bad. I'll not talk anymore.
No. Talk more.
Me and Carter will just head out. You two just take over. You guys are engaged. We're going to head out.
We are the experts as to engage Christians, you know?
Mm-hmm. What you got, Peyton?
Well, as someone who has the perspective of the average age of a Christian, I went through the weeds in that process of finding someone good, and I'm glad to be here now. I think where Christian engagement culture also stems away from secular culture is the fact that Camille's coworkers have just been dumbfounded at the fact that we don't live together.
Come on, Peyton.
How dare you not fall
Peyton, come on, man.
You have to know how they live if you're going to marry them.
Yeah, that's what people say.
That's what they say.
How dare you not fall into peer pressure?
I don't have the statistic pulled up, but I've heard that people who get married after co-inhabiting, living together, the divorce rates are so much higher for those who don't live with each other before marriage.
Bro, you steal my points.
Oh, sorry. You
You're
had
stealing my
that?
points right now.
Sorry, I wasn't looking.
A 2023 report, this is a quote, found that married couples who had moved in together before getting engaged or married were 48% more likely to divorce than those who cohabited only after proposing or tying the knot.
Jeez. So
the percentage chance of divorcing, which I'm assuming it's a lot higher if you're not even engaged, and then still higher if you're engaged and cohabiting.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that you're just automatically not going to get divorced if you wait to move in with each other. But I imagine that the chances are a lot higher than people think, because it's treating it like a roommate situation. It's treating it like you have to move in with somebody to know if you want to live with that person or not, which isn't really the outlook to have on it.
It shows less commitment.
There's a lot less commitment involved, because with my fiance Camille, even if there's things we don't get along with as roommates right away, like, you think I'm just going to leave because, yeah, I don't really like the living habits of her.
I don't like all her Yeti cups everywhere.
No, I like all her Yeti cups everywhere.
Okay, good.
I want more Yeti cups.
She's a keeper.
Hey, man, I got one right here. Yeti cups. No, and I know enough about her. That's the other thing. I feel like you still learn about how a person lives from dating them and spending time around them.
You'd think.
I spend time at her house a lot still.
Yeah. And also with cohabiting before you get married and make that decision, you're most likely not going to live with them for several years. It might be a year or two before you make the decision to get married. You are not going to live with them long enough to know how they truly are anyway. So what's the point?
Yeah, and people change anyways. Like, you're not locking in that you know everything about the living habits of that person just by moving in with them either.
Right.
I feel like I know enough about Camille to know the things about... I know who I need to live with to a certain extent, and some of the living habits involved. And I think I know enough right now that we are compatible enough, and that if there's problems, we can talk about that.
You'd hope so. That should be a solution for everyone.
Well, and it's not anger from the people outside of the church, but it's kind of just confusion, because that is the standard that is set now on the secular culture. So you like move in with each other, potentially before you're engaged.
I think when people try it out, like living together, like, oh, I'm just seeing how my partner is. I'm just seeing what they do. I think premarital counseling is also a good substitute for that as well.
Yeah, that's a good start.
A lot of, I guess, ministers, youth ministers, pastors, whatever you want to call them, they like some of them like won't like marry you unless you do premarital counseling.
Yeah,
with them or with someone else.
I'm doing it. I haven't started yet, but I have full intentions to.
Yep. Same here.
I've only heard good things about it.
This might be a dumb question. Do secular couples do premarital? Is that a thing at all?
Not as much. I'm assuming it's a thing in some groups, but it's not, because who's the one pushing that in a secular group? It's pastors pushing it amongst Christians, but if no one's talking about it in that realm, I imagine it's like there's a shame around getting counseling as a couple, even if it's not premarital. It could be before engagement. But couples counseling is not a bad thing.
No.
Sorting out issues, getting on the same page about things. That's kind of just a good thing to do.
Yeah, counseling and therapy in general, I don't know why that has a negative connotation to it.
With premarital counseling, I don't even know if it's a bad connotation. I think the thought a lot of the time is like, why even make it to premarital counseling? Because it's like you sort out the stuff you need to sort out. Oh, okay, we're compatible or we're not. A lot of the times it turns out you're not, with that attitude at least.
Mm-hmm.
And then you either ditch the relationship or commit, and then you're good.
Right.
I got nothing to say.
Fair enough.
I brought my only good point to that topic.
I think all's been said well.
Yeah.
What's the next topic you guys want to bring into? I can start it or just introduce it.
I think both from secular, but also my own family and friends, there was a lot of concern around, because I am not graduated technically yet. I will be soon, but not before our wedding. So there was concern about financials, which are fair, and other things. And it happened with a friend group of mine too. They got married too. Ryan, what kind of pushback have you gotten? Because you probably talked to a lot of people saying, hey, this is what I think I'm going to do. What do you think? I'm getting engaged. I'm only 20 years old.
To be honest, I've had, not to my knowledge, it's been about 2 weeks. It's been over 2 weeks now. which is kind of crazy that I've been engaged. Dude, freaking that break flew by so fast. But
time flies.
I don't think I've received any negativity, and I'm sure people have been whispering behind my back, and that's okay. But I am not.
Someone told him.
No one's. Wait, was it you? Were you talking bad?
I've only talked a little bit behind your back.
Well, anyway, I don't. I also I'm in school, but I'm taking like one class at a time, so I'm working 5 days a week, so it's a little different.
Yeah.
But still, I'm 20 years old, and I'm sure some people are scratching their heads.
Yeah. What are your plans on taking care of her financially?
Okay.
She's gonna be taking care of him, bro.
Well, she's in school right now. She just started. She had her first mental breakdown yesterday. This is her first week in sonography school, ultrasound school, whatever. So she's in that for 2 years. I just got to work my butt off, especially these next 2 years. Single income household. After that, we're both going to be working, and right now we're going to be living with her grandpa, who also needs some help, just with daily things. So I say that I feel like a lot of people are going to judge that off the bat, be like, oh, so you're going to get married, but you can't even provide a house. And I'm like, no. I mean, partially it's really nice. We're going to be able to save a lot of money that way, but also we're going to get to help her grandpa.
I haven't turned my nose up to that. I know that people have, and you know that people have, so I'm not scared to admit that to you. But that's just that whole attitude around us not taking care of our own family members. We got to stick them in a nursing home so they can rot for the rest of their lives. That's not what we're supposed to do, actually. Scripture is pretty clear that we're supposed to take care of our relatives and enjoy their presence still until their time comes.
This could be a good topic on its own.
No, it would be a really good topic.
You're supposed to leave and cleave. So eventually we're going to live on our own, obviously, with kids and whatnot.
Yeah.
But like every other culture almost, you continue to live with your extended family for quite some time. Like we went down to Mexico a few years ago. All the grandparents would live with the children, and it's just completely different culture, and it didn't look unappealing, honestly. Now, I don't want to have my parents' opinions all the time over my back, and every single holiday thing we have to decide on the same thing. That would get iffy, but
yeah,
like I don't know. I think the Bible would say like eventually you probably need to get out and live on your own, but I don't know. Do you guys have issues with the Mexican style of that?
Nope.
I mean, I don't have issues with it, but I also see like a thing with America. A lot of people who have land have like family compounds.
That's cool. That's a cool thing.
I like that.
Which is the kind of way what we're doing because, well, I guess we'll just go into my thing. But like, I live here, I live in the country. We got to give the amount of land for farming, whatever. And then my sisters, they're going to be building a house right across the street in another one of our fields. And then I got my grandparents literally a minute walk down the road in one of our other fields. Mm-hmm. And then my grandpa says, like, back to this, you don't want to put him in like a home. He said, if it ever gets to that point, he goes, I want to live with technically my sister because they're going to have like a grandmother's suite. Mm-hmm. And then I would move in their house, potentially. So, I mean, kind of the same thing. I'm fine with whatever. But I also do like the idea of like a family compound or even just living with my close family that I like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same idea.
I like the compound. My grandma and grandpa, my uncle lives like literally 20 seconds down the road, and it's a big farm. And that's, I mean, it'd be cool if I lived out there because we're like 30 minutes away from my grandma's house. And my other uncle, he's only about 10. So they're kind of all over there, and we're just kind of over here. And it's not bad as of right now, but
That's closer than a lot of families nowadays.
yeah, that's true. But I like the compound. I might say that to my dad, or when I'm a dad, to my son, and say, hey, I want you to live here, not anywhere else. But
You're gonna make
that's
him?
That's his choice. But
No, I think Genesis, like Abraham through Jacob or Joseph, you could say, I don't think any of them lived in the same house all their lives necessarily, but they were all very close in proximity to each other. That's what it sounds like, at least through those stories.
Yeah, and in that language, doesn't always compute in a world designed with these interstate systems and a country that is very big in land but also very small technically in terms of distance you can travel.
Yep.
So I don't think we can comprehend necessarily what it was like back then. But what you said, Ryan, is that like some time on our own is good and that we should all get that at some point. And to be fair, like Abraham and then freaking Isaac were sending off their sons to go find a wife in a distant land to some extent.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, even in the Old Testament, it talks about how the groom prepares for his wife a whole room for a long time and then goes and gets her, brings her back.
Yeah.
For them to be together.
And it also talks about how a man shall leave his own mother and father and become one with his wife.
Yeah, man and wife.
Fun fact, they would literally leave their wives after getting engaged until the house was finished. They would not see them until the house is done. And then they'd come back and get them. That's kind of what Kira did. She left and moved across the state for school. And then we're going to get married once she's back.
Wow.
But she's not building a house, unfortunately.
Fair enough.
Be pretty sick. She comes back. There's a crazy house prepared.
Maybe.
Does it have to be a crazy house, though? That ties back to the financials.
Yes.
Obviously, it needs to be a mansion.
Are you poor?
My reward shall be great in heaven.
Why else do you think I'm trying to do this podcast?
This podcast is good karma. Is that what you're...
No, why else do you think I'm trying to do the podcast, bro? I'm trying to make it to LA.
We're going to LA?
We're not moving to LA.
I'm not moving to
The Chortle HQ is not going to be in LA.
LA is not going to still be standing by the time we're done, dude. It's on fire right now.
There's a building for sale and I think we should just all far away. It's nowhere near where we are.
You stalks us
That would
so hard.
genuinely be such a cool opportunity if we like had a building and had funds to actually stop being a remote podcast and be in person. That would be great. But perhaps we get better at podcasting first.
Me and Ryan looked it up. How much it would cost if we did a 15-year mortgage on it. If all four of us together.
15-year mortgage?
Yeah.
15
Brother,
years.
do you think the podcast is going to be around in 15 years?
I hope.
You know the lifespan of a podcast?
I want to be with you boys 15 years.
Joe Rogan?
It doesn't matter. We're from in Christ.
He hasn't been around 15 years, has he?
Probably. No. YouTube's barely 15 years old, bro.
Yeah, but here's the thing. He's about to retire anyway, probably, here in the next few years.
I thought he's been around for a while.
Has he said that? I'm not caught up on my Joe Rogan lore.
Okay, either way, let's get back to the facts. It'd be like $400 a month for all of us.
No, that was a 30-year mortgage, buddy.
No,
A 30-year
it was
mortgage.
$200 for 30 year and $400, buddy. Get your facts straight.
No, it wasn't. Okay, this is unimportant.
But it ties back to financials.
Oh,
Do we need something nice? Because the concern is just that crap is going to all fall apart if I get married before we're graduated.
live off love, baby. You don't need no money.
Okay, that's a little reckless the way you're saying it like that. That's a little ring by springy for you to say.
Yeah. That was bad advice, guys. I'm leading you astray. Don't do that.
Don't lead the people astray.
Go get your monies up.
So we had two friends. Won't say their name, obviously. We got to stop doxing people. But they were a couple. They dated like all through college and got to their senior years before their senior years. And there was a lot of pressure from their family, especially. They were just going to move in together. They were engaged, but not married. And their family pretty much said it just makes sense financially. And they wanted the big wedding. They wanted to wait until that was more possible, which would be after graduation. And they realized in about November, or in October, they got married in November. But they're like, we need to get married. We need to make this official. So they got courthouse married, or not, they got married in their friend's backyard. Pretty much that kind of style wedding. They had their real wedding after. They had a big ceremony that she wore the dress. They did the whole thing. Most of their family thought they got married at that moment. They didn't tell them they were actually married for the past 6 months before that.
Oh,
Brother, can you say who this is and just bleep your name? Because I'm so confused.
You don't know.
Let me guess.
Oh, I thought you said our friend.
No.
Okay,
no.
never mind. Okay,
If I said our, I meant Camille and Ice Friend.
I might have been wrong. Okay.
You and Camille have been married this whole time.
You're talking about you?
Yeah, it's actually us, guys. I've been married.
She steps
No.
out in frame.
There were so
I'm
many
just gonna leave my
concerns,
head.
both from friends and family.
Kyle's joke missed, and he's
I didn't even
infuriated.
hear him, dude. I didn't even hear him.
I didn't either.
Freaking missed, dude. That was so embarrassing because you just kept going.
I didn't hear it.
I don't care. I'm done. I said I don't even care to explain anymore because now it's not even going to be funny. The audience will know if you put this in, you dirtbag.
I'll watch the footage and see if it's funny. And I'll probably still put it in if it's not, because it's funny that it was embarrassing.
You should cut all this out so it's just awkward. It leaves his joke off, and then you start talking again, but cut out our conversation about it.
I'll consider that, depending on how it looks. He just left the Discord, guys. So there was tons of concerns from their friends and family that once they got married, everything was going to get complicated because insurance. You got to stay on your parents' insurance because we get married young. We're Christians. Tax information. Taxes are going to get super complicated.
Oh, gosh.
All of this stuff, college, last names, you name it, people were saying, it's going to be bad, don't get married.
Bro, you're making me regret my decision. No,
the point is, and this inspired me in my situation because I was getting similar pushback. But they got married, and the guy kept saying, he's like, everyone told us, don't do it. Everything's going to get complicated. And then we did it, and nothing changed. It was not hard at all. God has taken care of all of it. They get to the end of every month. They're like, how are we going to pay for everything? How are we going to get this thing done? And they always have just enough or just extra to put in savings or whatnot.
Yeah.
Like, God working through that situation is just so evident to me, and I've seen it, to be fair, and that gets me fired up. But the pushback on them really discourages me. And these are some of them are Christian people pushing back. And how big is your lack of faith if you're pushing these people away, and especially pushing them to move in with each other, which we know is not ideal in a Christian setting.
It's not Christian.
Well, okay, that's a little, like, people might be struggling. And the point is that you're a dirty, rotten sinner. You might be sinning if you're in that situation.
Oh, yeah.
I know some people say that they're staying strong and like waiting still, maybe. But it's also like, it's like keeping a pack of cigarettes in your back pocket if you're struggling with cigarette addiction, if you're living with your fiance and you're still attempting to stay pure.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to condemn anyone. We all sin lustfully.
I know you weren't. I was just trying to throw that out there.
I'm a Christian. I can't sin.
It's the point is not sinning necessarily, because
all right, it's not a good night for jokes for Kyle.
Bros, that's strike 2, Kyle. Don't strike out. You're getting kicked from the Discord if you do.
So stupid. I don't want to do this podcast anymore.
Why is Santa still in your background?
Freak out of here, Carter.
I'm just wondering. I just realized that.
I quit. I'm done. Freaking stupid anyways.
Sorry, Peyton.
Can I say my point now?
Yeah.
I'm done.
Is this boring? Is Kyle just trying to keep it funny?
No. I'm listening.
Well, you're the engaged one. Is this boring for a non-engaged person? My point was that it's not just, oh, don't move in with your fiance because it's sinning. It's that the statistics point out that it's not working.
Mm-hmm.
If you move in with that person, you are less likely for it to work out long term.
Yep. Numbers don't lie. Yeah.
It's almost like God designed this universe in a specific way and designed relationships to function and play out in a certain way. And that involves commitment at a certain stage, and trying to play around that system just isn't playing out well. The facts are starting to back that up. Kyle, will you please come back?
Kyle, I want your input. You're a soon-to-be engaged man.
Yeah, you're soon to be engaged, right?
Oh, he's butthurt.
What, in a couple months? Couple weeks?
A couple days?
Neither nor none of those. Sorry if you're watching this.
The funds might not be there.
Oh, the funds are there. I'm rich. I'm loaded.
Okay, then buy our warehouse so we can start going in person.
I invested all into a Roth IRA. I'm sorry.
Roth IRA?
Roth IRA.
That's a scam. Take it to the casino and triple it.
Put it on red, baby. I know you got it.
All in black.
Mm-hmm.
I generally just don't want to speak for the rest of the podcast.
That's not an option. You better keep speaking up, buddy.
Brother, you decided to join a show where all you do is talk.
The point is to talk. That is our goal.
I haven't had one good joke hit. I haven't had one even good joke.
Okay, we all have bad days.
Today's topic isn't a joking topic.
That too.
I'm not engaged. It's hard for me to talk about it, and I had such little prepare time.
That's fair.
Kyle, LeBron dropped 8 points in a finals game.
That's embarrassing. I'm talking to you, LeBron.
LeBron's not watching this podcast.
Don't call LeBron.
Nah, my glorious king. My glorious king. My glorious king.
Carter, what's your input?
Like from my situation now, or if I was engaged?
Either or.
Right now, if I did have somebody, it depends on what they do and where they work and where they go to school and all that. So I really don't know, but I just know money at this point would be a big issue.
Yeah. So God has strategically placed you in a period of singleness because you can't afford to be married.
I don't think that's wrong. I mean, maybe.
I don't know. I'm not speaking for the Lord.
Before I'd probably honestly wait till after college. If I had someone now.
Are you saying it won't financially work for me and Ryan Carter?
No, I'm not saying that. You have your own story. You have your own life. You have your own financials. Both of your girlfriends have jobs.
That's true. I also have a job.
Yeah, you also have a job, and Ryan also has a job. I don't have a job. If I had a girlfriend right now, or I was engaged right now, and they didn't have a job, then we'd be looking in the future a long way away, in my opinion.
You'd be looking at the sweetest alleys in Bloomington, Indiana.
Yeah. Yeah, the housing market there is terrible too.
Yeah, it's bad.
Good luck there.
Not good. And
get you a cardboard box.
We're also paying over $15,000 to $20,000 to our college, and we still have to pay that off after we get out.
Yep. Don't get married soon, dude.
Yeah, who's the we as well?
Comes out, Carter has like a secret girlfriend for like 3 years.
That'd be crazy.
Pops the question.
We, as in people who are in that position, as I am, I guess. I don't know.
No, if you're a Christian in college and you can't afford, well, in some cases you can probably co-op, get some money, and you can probably accomplish that. But also, if you're so swamped with classes, there's so many professions where you're going to be absolutely swamped. You can just wait. There's nothing wrong with it. We're not saying you have to get married young.
Waiting sucks. Oh my gosh, it sucks. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, Carter. Take a cold shower, dude.
I genuinely think for me personally, I don't know. I just feel this way. I feel like I have to have everything in order. Not just like finances complete, but I think I want a long-term career, and I'm not just in doubt the whole time. I don't know. It's just something in my head. Like I can't.
You want security.
I just want to be able to take care of my woman, bro.
Yeah.
That's good motivation.
I agree. I feel like as the man, I need to obviously do my job and support us. And if I was engaged right now, I'd honestly probably be online.
Online engaged?
What?
Yeah. No. Online, like in school.
Bro's got an e-girl.
But the thing is about the thing is about online, and this is just me. I could honestly be all online right now, working. But with my major with media and sports management and marketing,
yeah,
I think it's crucial to have relationships and connections in those classes, and maybe you can still get connections through like teachers, but I don't think an email through a teacher online is going to give you a nice connection.
So you're networking right now is what you're doing.
Yes.
You're paying $20,000 a year to network.
Yeah. That sounds awful, but yes, it will work out. I know it will.
Sorry, that was a little blunt.
And even if it don't work out, whatever.
I know that Kyle was about to say a freaking joke, probably.
It was gonna be serious, but the moment's gone.
The moment's not gone.
I was gonna say, you know why you know you're good is because you have faith in Jesus Christ and Lord our Savior.
That was beautiful.
Why didn't you say it?
Because I got cut into.
That was the spirit. You just cut
What
the
is
spirit
verse?
off.
I'm gonna cut you both off.
Bro.
All right. There's a verse about like the birds in the sky and how the Lord provides for them, but you are much more valuable than them, and you don't think the Lord's going to provide for you.
Oh, y'all are building up all your certainty. You want certainty. You want stability. But it turns out World War III could start the day after you get married, and where's that certainty?
Bro, what are you talking about? Why would you say that right now?
So you stored up all this grain, but don't you know tonight your life will be demanded from you?
Dang.
That's a muddied up verse that Jesus said.
Yeah, you took that so far.
That's cold.
I have the verse. Matthew chapter 6, verse 26 to 29. Look at the birds, free and unfettered,
Fettered?
not tied down to a job description, careless in the care of God, and you count far more to him than birds. Has anyone by fussing in front of a mirror ever gotten taller by so much as an inch? All this time and money wasted on fashion. Do you think it makes that much of a difference? Instead of looking at the fashions, walk out into the field and look at the wildflowers. They never pimp.
Is this the message?
I don't know.
This is not NIV.
This is not King James.
That was so strange.
This is not NLT.
I'm on the Bible app. I am on the Bible app, so I don't know what this is.
The fashion?
Oh, this is MSG. What the heck is that?
That's the message.
That's the message.
That's funny.
You talk about the fashion and getting taller.
Sounds like a mega church.
You got to fix your image.
Someone gets Shama in this. But have you ever seen a color design quite like it? The 10 best dressed men and women in the country look shabby alongside them.
What is this message version of this verse? I did not like that.
I don't know. I thought it was funny. All right, I guess I'll go ASV.
That's worse than Gen Z.
Not that the message was received.
No, I'll just do King James. It'll clear up there. Behold the fowls of the air,
Hear he.
for they sow not, neither do they reap nor gather into barns. Yet our heavenly Father feedeth them. Are ye not much better than they? Which of you, by
Why does
taking
he actually sound kind of good right now?
He's got a good King James
which of
impression.
you, by taking thought, can add 1 cubit unto his stature?
All right, Kyle, I'm going to ask you something.
Cubit?
Can you go to the NIV for me, and then can you go to 1 Corinthians chapter 13?
Ooh.
So am I reading NIV or going to Corinthians?
Both.
The love chapter.
All right, so am I reading again the Matthew?
No.
Okay.
First
no,
Corinthians 13. Do you know which one that is yet? Love is skibbity.
Shut the
Love is-
fuck up. You,
Bro.
This is not Gen Z Bible.
Sorry, someone had to say skibbity this episode.
Love is nice. Love is kind. Ambiguous.
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 Love is ambiguous.
I don't know.
Love is convoluted.
oh wait, it's not loading.
What was that?
You said chapter 13, verse what?
like 4 through 8, I think.
All right, we got King James, baby.
No. Read NIV. The viewers can't comprehend King James, and neither can I.
Love is
This
patient.
is a train wreck, dude. What is
No,
going
it's fine.
on?
This is good bits. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no records of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always preserves. Love never fails. But when there are prophecies, they will cease. Where there are tongues, there will be stilled. Where there is knowledge, it will pass away. For we know in part, and we prophesy in part. But completeness comes. What is in part disappears.
Amen, brother.
I got something on this I think I even talked about in the last podcast.
Do it.
Do it. Say it.
How often
Please.
are we physically being patient with someone we claim to love? How often are we being kind? Sorry, Carter. How often are we envying?
Testify. Testify.
How often are we boasting? Guys, we're not perfect. But with the power of Jesus Christ, we are saved.
Yes.
Oh, I thought you were about to say we are perfect. I'm like, that is so false.
And you know what Jesus says about love? It is an action. It is a constant commitment and action you have to take every single day. It's not a feeling. It's not these butterflies in your stomach. That is just chemicals in your brain. But love is the action.
Oh, you're reducing my butterflies to just chemicals?
Yeah, I'm sorry, buddy.
Cliff Connectley would have something different to say about that.
It's just chemical
Okay.
reactions.
No, the
I do like your point
butter,
because
literal
you know,
butterflies. That's got to be chemical reaction, bro.
yeah. What your point is that like for the ring by spring people on both the girl side and the guy side, for the guys it's like for them it might sound like love is wedding night.
Love is sex.
Love is love making.
We are getting it on.
Love is consummating. That's the ring by spring for the guy's perspective, and for the girl's perspective,
This is real love.
love is. What are you doing?
What is that?
It was Ninja with a low taper fade. For the girls, it's love is ring, love is wife, love is ring by spring, love is husband. I'm gonna get one. That is the checklist you need to go by. Obviously, for 1 Corinthians 13, it's got to be all those things.
And a lot of people, not even just Christians, have it messed up. And I think love is like pornography. Love is just complete lust by themselves.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
When I hear people just joke and say stuff just like, "Oh, just go watch porn. That'll fix you. That'll fix you." Like just joking around. I'm like, no, dude. Obviously, that's another discussion too. But like, it's just people think these things satisfy them, but they leave them broke, and it's not real love.
It's just got heavy.
Yeah, I don't.
Who told you go watch porn? It'll fix you.
Oh, I have a headache, dude. Go watch porn.
What do you mean? It's just like
That's crazy advice.
No, that's a real thing for secular people, and
well, yeah, sorry, secular people.
not in general.
didn't-
Not all secular people are that brain rotted.
No, I agree because like literally the first word, love is patient. If you're doing that stuff, you are completely not being patient. You are just wanting to please yourself in that moment immediately. You're not looking to actually have a relationship with another partner.
Yep. I will attest for Carter. There were people in high school that would say stuff like that. Like I've overheard stuff like that,
Really?
and it's terrible.
Yeah, it's bad.
That's more than normalized. That is promoting and
Yeah, that's very
And-
promoting.
promoting evil.
Yeah, fair. We can obviously have another discussion on
Yeah,
this.
that's
issue,
probably deserving
but,
of its own
yeah.
topic.
I thought it was valid to call out with the love part,
It totally was. I talked about it too.
bro.
No, you're right.
It's a disease, man.
It is. It's very bad.
Also, sorry if you're watching this out loud on speakers and I just yelled the freaking word pornography.
Well,
Let me tie this into a little bow with my own engagement story because we have still yet to talk about it because we kind of just rolled forward and saved it to do a little combined episode.
oh,
So, my story with my own fiance, Camille, love her a lot. We started dating around last fall. We had recently worked at the same camp that me and Ryan have worked at together. We knew each other in Indy before that, but my own friend had told her to come work there, and she did. And we got to know each other, became friends, and then we actually have the perspective of having a breakup. We took several months off. It was like 4, maybe 5. In that time since we got together originally in fall of 23. And it was actually from Halloween, October 31st, 23, all the way until Easter Sunday. So what a story right there.
I didn't know that.
Breaking up on the Day of the Dead and getting back together on the day of Christ rising. Talk about a redemption story.
That's crazy.
Yeah, the Lord can redeem anything. You know, he was raised from the dead. He can restore whatever.
Do you look at that as a sign?
Yeah. No, I really do.
I would too.
What, Carter?
Wait, I remember you telling me this because you said, this is one of the best days of my life because, first of all, Jesus rose. Second off, Camille came back and Purdue was playing in a natty, I think.
No, Final Four.
No,
That's when they
Final
made it to the Final Four.
Yeah.
Now, that didn't pan out exactly. Hopefully my marriage and relationship pans out better than Purdue winning a national title. That didn't work out. But
We got somehow to sports. We got to Purdue basketball. That's funny.
I'd hope so.
it always comes back to sports, but that did happen that day. Purdue made it to the Final Four the day that
I'm sorry.
we got back together.
I just remember you being very excited and telling me that.
Yeah, I love when Carter shouts out Purdue. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's great.
No.
Yeah, so we had the perspective, like things weren't really working in a certain amount of ways originally, but we spent our time apart, and I'm grateful for that, and she's grateful for that, and the Lord taught us both a lot, and we both grew up a lot, and we got back together, and it was not long until we realized that this is definitely who we want to spend with the rest of our lives together.
Aww.
Aww.
We got engaged on October 19th last year, October 19th. Basically, I just set up some candles at an old abandoned shelter that overlooked a hillside at camp that we got together at, that we got to know each other. And she showed up. Ryan's fiance, Kira, was responsible for distracting her all day so I could set that up. And she did a very good job, by the way. Thank you, Kira. Shout out.
Shout out.
And now we're getting married this year.
Yay!
I didn't even get invited to the wedding, so
The Wright brothers.
Hey, Ryan, are you getting married before me?
It'd be funny because that's what broke my family apart.
What?
Huh?
Yeah, Uncle. You can bleep the Joe part. Not.
You're going to get married before me?
Okay. So you got engaged.
Did you even
first.
ask for my blessing?
You got engaged first, but how funny would it be if I got married before you?
Well, you have been dating Kira for like 2 more years than I've been dating Camille. So
That's true. I guess it'd be a little different than my uncle.
Yeah, that is a little different. Now, do I want you to get married before me? My pride doesn't want you to.
Exactly.
But it's 100% my pride.
That's what I had to explain to Kier. She's like, it shouldn't matter. And I'm like, bro, I've seen this firsthand. You gonna go ask my dad?
It does happen. Pride gets in the way. Camille had a cousin that is getting married. And she's like, is that going to be a problem? And I'm like, it's your cousin, first of all. Second of all, it doesn't matter. And third of all, it doesn't matter.
Good points.
Yeah, those are all my points.
I love that.
You should, Carter.
I'm writing that down.
Because you're going to get engaged at some point.
I will.
Unless God has called you to a life of celibacy.
Stop.
But what if the Lord has called you to it?
I don't want celibacy.
The Lord calls you to it. You got to do it unless you're Jonah. You got to go, where are we?
Don't be a Jonah, man.
I don't want to save the Ninevites.
Jonah was racist. Don't be a Jonah.
Jonah was racist. He was like deep here.
Ninevites were bad people, though.
Yeah, but they repented.
Get a load of them.
They converted, and then they slaughtered a lot of Israelites a generation later.
Bro.
What?
Bro.
What are you broing about?
I'm sad. I hope that never happens.
He doesn't want to live a life of celibacy.
Can we stop saying
No
celibacy?
woman.
Yeah, we probably shouldn't.
I said bissy.
At this point, I can't tell.
Celibacy.
Now, hey, will I have kids? No. Will I have a wife? No. Will I have more money?
That's your attitude?
Because I don't have to spend
Actually,
it on a
the
family?
dual income household usually makes more than a single man. So you don't have that either.
Darn. I'm just
Carter, I'm sure you'll find a very lovely Christian lady if you set your eyes on the Lord first.
That is true.
I'll wrap up with this. There is someone at Camille's work. I don't know him at all. But they are upper 20s, I think, and they are scared of marriage. And I think that's a more common thing nowadays, to just be scared of that, scared of the commitment, mostly because of past hurt in your life, relationally. And I want to give you encouragement, if that's you watching this episode, because I know it's not just the secular people who might be scared of that.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord has a plan for you. Things don't have to be perfect in your relationship to get married, by the way. A lot of people forget that. You work with each other, you grow with each other, and that's a beautiful thing. I don't think God designed us to be perfect from day one, even in our compatibility with each other. So I just wanted to give a word of encouragement for those people who might be scared of marriage as we wrap up here.
That's good. Now, on that note, this has been the Church Chortles podcast. We appreciate you for tuning in. Anyone like us, or would anyone like to close out in prayer? Maybe Carter?
I'm not engaged, so probably not.
You can only pray if you're engaged. That's in the Bible.
That's a certain take.
Yeah.
Take us away, Carter.
Dear God, come before you, and even though I'm not engaged and I have no woman, I ask for a prayer for the two on here that are engaged. They have some big decisions to make and financial decisions, and they probably have some fear and they're excited. And I ask you to let them take their time and trust in you that everything will be okay with their engagement process and marriage process. And then I pray for Kyle for his engagement process, even though he's not there yet. I'm sure it's going to happen, but I ask you to let him build his relationship up to that point. And then also for the people who are watching that are engaged, I kind of ask you for the same thing as I said for Peyton and Ryan, just to trust in you and trust in your plan, that you will help them through this process. And then obviously the people who aren't, the people who are questioning why they can't find love, or they're scared to love, or whatever. I'm sure that you have someone for them, and I ask you to please, before they go to that person, to seek you first, because that's the only way they will be ready for a person, and that's for myself. I thank you for letting us able to talk about this, and I hope someone in either audio or YouTube has thought differently, and something we said has changed them a little bit to talk to their fiance, or just getting ready for that in the future. So I thank you for the Churtles. I thank you for all the people watching, and I ask you to please help them. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. See you next week.